How's it going, movie fans? My name is Jonathan, and I'm a man of movies. And today I am here with one of my dearest friends, Dan from the Upside Dan. Dan, say something funny. Too
Uh,
late. Next guest. Next. How you been, man? How you been?
pretty good, pretty good. How have you been?
Been okay. Been okay. You know, long day of work, but
Yeah,
hey, we got our get up. I guess somebody gave us the dress memo for the day.
yeah.
Avengers assemble. So we're here for Loki, man. What did you think about the show overall? Before we get into more of the spoilers, theories, and whatnot.
So so I heard like nothing but good reviews. Going in, everyone like loved it. The best Marvel show yet. So I had high expectations, kind of. And I watch it and I'm like, okay, that was fine. It was okay. I didn't think it was that amazing at all. Yeah, definitely not. I mean, people were like, oh, it's the best episode of any Disney Plus Marvel show, and I'm like, nah.
I think I'm on the same boat with you. Everybody was saying how great this show was gonna be. There were some people that have already seen the second episode, and so they kind of bundled them up together in reviews, and they were like, "Wow, like this is the best thing Marvel's done in Phase 4." And like you, I saw the episode. I think there's a lot of good in it. Overall, I thought it was a good episode, but it's not as good as people make it out to be. I thought it was above average, but it's not necessarily the best thing I've ever seen. I think this episode really could have done with what WandaVision did, where they had two episodes released, because while we do get some answers and world building in this episode, it's still a very by the numbers expositional type of building up to the rest of the show episode, and I just wish we had one more to lead us up to next week.
Yeah, and on the point of WandaVision again, like they did two episodes because it's something brand new that the MCU's never done, and Loki is also something new, different, weird. So I think that you're right. It should definitely have like maybe had two episodes, especially since the critics got two episodes.
So the story was very contained. I know we're gonna probably pop up to a lot of different realities or dimensions or whatever in the coming episodes, but this one really took place in like three different physical locations, and I really felt that throughout. It was very contained, and I felt myself at times feeling like, oh, I kind of want to like get out of this place. But maybe that was the point because Loki probably felt like that, and they wanted us to feel like that.
I pretty much agree with a lot of what you said, but I love that you pointed out that that's probably how Loki feels. So that's what we're getting. I didn't even think of that, but I like that more now. Like that's a really cool thing to explore. And when they were looking out the window at this town or the city or whatever, I was like, that's pretty cool. I can't wait. Hopefully, we get more of that in the new characters. I really like Owen Wilson so far. I'm really
Yeah,
glad.
I gotta say, Mobius, I think he's really cool. A lot of people said this, and I agree with them. He is Loki, but not as cocky as Loki. Like Loki loves to show off that he's the best, but then Mobius kind of knows he's the best, but he just doesn't tell people about it. He's very so they're kind of like the same people, and I can see that dynamic really growing and flourishing within the season. If there's more in the future, I can see that pair being amazing. Okay, so I think everybody wants to talk about this. The multiverse was mentioned, and we got some new history for the MCU with the multiverse wars. Tell me something about it, man.
That's very interesting, and I'm definitely I cannot wait to hear more about that. I've never really heard because I'm not so into the comics, so I really haven't heard of any of this. The TVA, TVA,
Yeah,
TVA.
yeah.
Yes. So I really didn't know anything about this, which makes me more excited for the show, I guess. Still, going forward to learn more. But yeah, that multiverse war is gonna be awesome.
So now it's canon. There was the multiverse did exist, and then the timekeepers made the timeline we know now, which is called the I forget what's it called.
The
Nice, we forgot. Let's move on. But I really see this as the next stepping stone in where Marvel wants to take their journey. And I think very, very obviously we're heading towards some multiverse war in the vein of, in the comics, Secret Wars, where the multiverse exist and they collided with each other. And we've heard so many rumors from Spider-Man No Way Home that they're gonna bring the multiverse. Apparently, Scarlet Witch was supposed to introduce the multiverse, but they didn't. And now with Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, I can see this leading up to that too.
Also, there was a picture of a devil, and they were like, "Who did this?" And they pointed to the picture of the devil, and I'm like, "This Mephisto all over again."
Yeah, that's what I said. I told my wife that the moment I saw that devil, I was like, "Oh my God,
Yeah.
Mephisto, it's Mephisto." It wasn't Mephisto, it was Loki. It was just Loki. But why
Yeah,
would they do that? Why would they do that?
I know they're trolling us. Yeah.
It's like the whole Ralph Boner joke from WandaVision.
Boner.
And we're going to be jumping around, guys. We're not really following this in chronological order. But this is Loki from Avengers 2012 who wanted to take over Earth, this villainous, evil character. And I just felt that in a matter of 50 minutes or so, he kind of had not a complete turn of heart, but a turn of heart nonetheless. That was pretty quick to have Loki from Avengers 2012 go, I don't really like doing bad things. It's just an illusion. I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, that was sort of left field. I wish that was developed a little bit more. But again, I guess the counter argument could be that seeing your whole life played out in front of you could change you.
But like, is he trying to say that it's always been an illusion? He never wanted to do bad things, but then he's obviously done bad things, and yet I wish, it would have been an interesting dynamic to see more Loki from the 2012 that doesn't have the character development from Thor 2, Thor Ragnarok, Avengers Infinity War, and Endgame. Or he was only in Endgame, I think. Obviously, this is from 2012, so he's not supposed to have grown, this much this fast. I will say I did like the scene when he was seeing his future. I thought that was really emotional, really well done.
It was emotional. It really was, and Hiddleston killed it with the subtle, his nuance in that scene as he's watching everything happen. Everything he doesn't know is going to happen. Dude, I gotta say, I was kind of shocked when they opened that drawer and it's full of infinity. Okay, what did you think about it?
I thought it was funny that they use it for paperweights. But at the same at the same time, it's like, so they just don't care. It doesn't even matter here, which Loki even said. He said Infinity Stones don't even work here or matter here. And then like Natasha, she's dead, and they've had extra soul stones.
They could have used a soul stone to bring her back. Hey, yo, you never know. Isn't this ending right before Black Widow?
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
You never know, bro. You never know. I kind of agree with you. It was a little bit funny how they used it for paperweights, and they used that in the end credits. You know how they have the Infinity Stones on paper. I just thought in my head that we built up over 10 years to the Infinity Stones and how destructive they can be, all for it to be, oh yeah, they don't work here, and we have hundreds of them. Everybody uses them, and they don't work here. Do they mean that the dimension that the TVA is in is outside of any sort of destruction that the main timeline can, affect people with? Is that what they're saying? Because even Loki said, how powerful is this place?
Yeah.
Or I'm thinking because we see in the show that they reset the timelines once they get the variants out of it, and it just goes back to normal. Are those Infinity Stones then like when you lose a debit card and you have to get a new one, so they cancel your old one? Or does it work that way? Do they cancel so then that Infinity Stone that the variant had no longer works?
Yeah, I'm wondering that too, because I mean the ancient one, when she was talking to Hulk, she said once you take one out, it ruins the whole thing. But if the TVA was always there, would they replace that? And yeah, it's definitely an interesting thought. I don't know.
Also, I gotta say this. Did you catch that awesome Scream reference
No, I don't think so. No, what was it?
Bro, okay, you know Casey. We get introduced to Casey, who is a TVA agent, whatever. He just organizes stuff. Okay, Casey is also the name of Drew Barrymore's character in Scream.
Yes.
Remember when Loki escapes from Mobius and he tells Casey to get him the Tesseract? Is that what he's asking for?
Yeah. Yeah,
And
basically.
he tells him, "Get me the Tesseract, Casey, or I'll gut you like a fish."
Yes.
I loved it. I loved it. I caught it immediately, and I looked at
Oh,
my wife. It's Casey from the first Scream, and he's. I don't know. I loved it. I love Scream. You know, I love Scream. It's one of my
yeah.
favorite, if not my favorite horror movie of all time. I'm surprised you didn't catch it.
Now that you said it, yeah, wow, that's really funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
Fast forwarding now, we find out that the big bad of Loki is Loki, another version of Loki. Okay, so we don't see his face, but I have a theory as to why that is. But what did you think about that end scene when we get that cloaked figure who is Loki, right? Because they say it's Loki.
I was let down personally. I didn't feel like that was a great cliffhanger. I I don't know. I just didn't feel like it was a great cliffhanger. It didn't get me that excited for more. I mean, I am still intrigued for more, but not so much because of that, to be honest.
The moment where we see Loki get all his paperwork, some people have pointed out that his gender says fluid, which is from the comics, all right? Like you people like don't get mad or anything, this it's from the comics. In the comics, his gender is fluid. You've seen Loki as we know him. We've also seen Loki as a woman. Now, I think, Dan, that the reason we did not see Loki, this variant of Loki who is the bad guy, is because it will be a female Loki.
Oh, I like that.
What do
Yeah,
you think? What do you think?
I like that a lot. That's a great theory. I do try to stay away from theories now because of WandaVision, because that gave me PTSD. Um,
It
um,
did too.
yes, that was too much. So I try to stay away from theories, but I really like that theory, and I could definitely see that happening. And I didn't even catch that it's at fluid. You just saw that someone said that, right? Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't
so
even.
I didn't catch it. Yeah, I didn't catch it either, but I did see some videos that they caught that it said fluid. I'm like, oh, so that actually helps my theory because knowing the comics, I know that Loki does become a woman at one point in the comics. I think that's what they're gonna do.
Maybe he's still Mephisto. No.
Yo, yo, but what if he is though? What if he is Mephisto, right? Like, let's say they're just trying in the same way that the Tesseract in the comics it's its own thing, and the Space Stone in the comics is its own thing. What if like they kind of put Loki to be Mephisto? They combine.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yo, I don't know, man. I think we're onto something, Dan.
Yeah. One more thing, actually. The plane scene. Apparently, that's that when he jumped out of the plane with the money. I don't know the reference, but it's a reference to something. DB Cooper. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm a big true crime guy, so I like true crime and all that. And DB Cooper, they breezed through it pretty well. But yeah, he was this guy that threatened that he had a bomb. If they don't give him a certain amount of money, he was gonna blow up the plane. So they gave him the amount of money and he parachuted out of the plane and they never found him.
Oh, so that's funny. That makes it funnier now.
I'm excited for what the future holds for this show. I think we only got 6 episodes like Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So hopefully it does a lot better than what Falcon and Winter Soldier did. It wasn't a bad show, but they did
Yeah.
squander with that ending. But Dan, let everybody know where can they find you? Any social media, your YouTube channel?
So I'm Dan from the Upside Dan. So just search the Upside Dan on YouTube, and I'm sure John will put links down in the description, right?
No, no, no.
And then on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all my links are, on my profile. So yeah, just search all that. Check out my videos. I have some good Conjuring content up, and some Quiet Place reviews too.
So we will be coming together every single week. after the episode airs, and we'll be discussing it with you guys until the very end.
Yep.
Awesome, awesome. All right, then. It was awesome talking to you. We will be talking again next week. But until then, like this video, guys. Share this video with family and friends. Make sure you check out my friend Dan. He is awesome. His content is so good. He is so funny. Check him out, please. And make sure you subscribe to my channel and his too. Till next time, movie fans.